This building is not upright. Everything we thought we knew about the ancients was wrong. It is completely upside down. And it is built directly over open water. On paper, this should not balance. Engineers said it could not be done.
So how do you actually balance a skyscraper upside down over open water and make it stay there? Let us find out.
Yes. Balancing something top-heavy over water is not about fighting gravity. It is about redirecting it all the way down.
Before it can defy gravity, this frame has to be built specifically to handle it upside down.
Every section of this frame has to reach open water before it can ever be assembled, directly emphasizing the demanding logistics required even before this speculative structure's actual. This steel is not shaped like anything else being built right now. Every joint has to carry weight in the opposite direction most buildings expect.
Every joint has to prove it can carry weight the exact opposite way steel is normally designed to handle it. Somewhere beneath the water, an anchor like this one will end up holding the entire weight of everything above it. Before a single anchor is approved, it has to prove it can hold far more than it will ever actually need to.
Each section here has to arrive at the coast in exactly the shape it will need to hold permanently.
Before anything touches the water, they already know exactly what kind of seabed will need to hold this entire structure. These anchors do not get trucked to the site, they get floated there, directly delivering a striking statement about the genuinely unique. Everything this tower needs has to travel by water before it ever travels upward. The material has arrived, now it has to become something that has never been attempted at this scale before. Before anything is lowered into the water, and they already know exactly where this entire structure's single point of contact will sit. Unlike most foundations, this one does not need to be wide. It needs to be exact. The single point that will hold up an entire inverted skyscraper touches the ocean floor, delivering a striking statement. Every bolt here has to be perfect, and there is no wide foundation to make up for a small mistake. The thinnest, most critical part of the entire structure stands up first, delivering a striking statement that captures the genuinely counterintuitive priority given.
Every bolt on this single column carries more responsibility than almost any other piece of the entire tower.
Before anything else goes up, this single point has to prove it can hold weight, and it has not even met yet. Demonstration. From here, every new section gets a little wider than the below it, delivering a striking statement that captures this speculative
to a skier. This is the exact point where most engineers said the whole idea should fail, confronting the genuine engineering skepticism surrounding the An entire fleet works together just to keep each new section perfectly aligned with the below it, delivering a striking statement. Every single joint gets its own sensor, constantly measuring exactly how much weight it is carrying, delivering a
floor by floor it grows wider, the opposite of every building most people have ever seen, delivering a striking
at this height over open water. There is no room for hesitation in a single weld.
Somewhere inside this tower, hidden weight works constantly to cancel out the imbalance.
For the first time, the entire structure finds its exact center of balance and holds it. Now the color that will define this entire structure finally starts to appear, marking the beginning of this speculative tower's final visual identity finishing sequence. Alongside the gold, deep blue glass will let the tower reflect the exact water it hovers above, delivering a striking statement about the poetic thematic connection. This is the widest, heaviest part of the entire tower, and it is floating almost entirely on a single narrow column.
The widest ring carries the most weight of anywhere in the entire structure and gets reinforced accordingly.
Even the elevator shaft has to widen along with everything around it.
Even these rails had to be custom engineered for a shaft that is never the same width twice.
Even unfinished, it already looks like nothing else on the water, anywhere in the world. Every inch of this impossible shape still passes through very ordinary human hands, directly honoring the individual crafts. Working this high over open water means safety here is never treated as optional. Halfway up, and it is already wider at this point than it is at the base, holding all of it.
This is exactly the kind of moment the entire design was built to survive. When the weather clears, the work continues exactly where it left off.
Stores. The very top floors extend out further than anything supporting them from below, the boldest part of the entire design.
Every extra meter of overhang here needed its own extra layer of support underneath it.
Even inside this impossible shape, the finishes are exactly as luxurious as anywhere else in Dubai, delivering.
This single wall of glass will one day offer a view no other building on Earth can quite match. One wall, an entire luxury residence still waiting behind it. At this height over open water, even the glass has to handle wind most buildings never fully account for.
Every terrace here does not just overlook the water, it hangs directly above it, delivering a striking statement that captures this
Behind every smart surface here, an entire network of wiring has to travel through a structure that never keeps the same shape twice. The final piece, the widest, heaviest section of the entire structure, begins its journey to the top, delivering a striking statement that builds significant anticipation. Everything below this moment was built specifically to hold what is about to be added on top of it.
And with that, the entire inverted structure finally reaches its full impossible shape.
From up here, it is almost impossible to believe everything below is holding this much weight on one single point. Every panel must shine, not just for beauty, but to prove every inch of this was finished with the same care. As racing. Now the entire structure can constantly monitor its own balance, floor by floor for as long as it stands. After all of this, reverse steel, hidden counterweights, and constant balance testing, it stands complete. Even now, the smallest detail is never rushed, emphasizing the continued dedication to quality even at this very late stage of the overall project. One by one, the machines that built the impossible now leave it behind, delivering a poignant closing statement that
even the lobby floor here lets you look straight down at the water, holding everything above you, delivering a striking statement about this speculative structure.
The only way to arrive here by land is actually by water. Getting people safely off a structure like this needed an entirely new kind of emergency plan.
This equipment tracks two things constantly: the wind above and the waves below.
A clear boundary marked directly on the water around the one point, holding everything above it, delivering a striking statement about the carefully even the hidden weight that makes this whole thing possible gets finished with the same care as everything visible. A small plate marking the exact point, engineers once said, could not hold what it is holding right now.
After all of this reversed engineering, hidden counterweights, and a single anchored point, an entire luxury tower stands complete upside down over open water.
Before it is ever declared finished, the entire structure is checked floor by floor one final time. Spheres. For the first time, someone is officially watching this entire balance every second from a single room, delivering it. And somewhere inside its own balance is still being measured every single moment, delivering a striking statement. Every light checked. Every utility here has to travel through the single narrowest point of the entire structure, delivering a striking statement about the extraordinary engineering challenge. One last look at something they spent years building before it belongs to someone else entirely. Everything is ready. Everything except the first guests. Every calculation, every counterweight, every bolt approved one final time. The only way in is finally open for someone to actually use it. The very first person to actually step inside something engineers once said should never exist.
Even the ride up here feels different. Everything gets visibly wider the higher you go.
This view exists because of a single narrow column hundreds of meters below, doing all the work. Most of them will never step inside it. All of them will still want to see it for themselves.
Within weeks, what once seemed impossible becomes just another part of the daily rhythm on the water.
At night, it does not just stand over the water. It becomes part of it. One idea, one impossible balance, and a skyline that now includes something no one thought could actually stand. Every sunrise now reflects off both the water and the tower balanced above it, delivering a poetic final. This is not just steel and glass, and this is what happens when engineers stop assuming gravity only works one way. Upside down over open water, and somehow exactly where it is supposed to be.
This video is created for education and informational purposes using advanced AI tools and human creativity. All concepts, scripting, and storytelling are independently developed to ensure originality. Visuals and animations are generated or enhanced using AI technologies such as VO3, Meta AI, and Grok AI, while final editing and post-production and completed using CapCut and other professional editing tools. No external created content has been copied or reused. Any semblance to real-world environments, factories, or processes is purely coincidental. All scenes shown in this video are digitally created and do not represent real footage. This content is produced with transparency and follows YouTube monetization guidelines.